It's what a nail! As Jonathan Bostic gets separated Mike Willie from the football.
All right, you already know what it is. It is Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. It is the illustrious one, Professor Lake, and I join you guys prior to the Chicago Bears Philadelphia Eagles wild card matchup. This is going to be a battle. It's going to be a rumble in the jungle. Before we get into it, you know what it is, Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I am the illustrious one, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Cheer. Be a fourth quarter boy for life. Hit that notification bell. Let's jump right into it. So we have a Philadelphia Eagles team coming off a Super Bowl win last season. They were the epitome of underdogs. No one expected them to win against the New England Patriots with the backup quarterback. But with home field advantage, they were able to find themselves in the Super Bowl. And with confidence and good coaching, they found themselves Super Bowl champions. The Eagles are definitely a team that you got to respect regardless of their regular season record. You know that they've walked this walk all the way until the Super Bowl and won it. They're definitely going to know what to expect from this week. They're going to know what to expect from other teams as far as intensity. That's an advantage I think that the Eagles have over the Bears. Now, when you look at their roster, the Eagles do have talent. You have Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Agholor. We're familiar with Golden Tate playing with the Lions, so our secondary is definitely going to have their hands full. I looked at some of the interviews that the Philadelphia Eagles players had, and Alshon Jeffrey doesn't seem to have a liking for his experience here in Chicago. I think leaving Chicago the way he did left a bitter taste in his mouth. When you think about Alshon Jeffrey and what he provides for the offense, you look at his stature. He's a big guy. He's a tall receiver. He has enough speed to get downfield. He's very athletic, and he outjumps a lot of guys. But the Eagles got Alshon Jeffrey. He's definitely going to threaten our defense. We don't know if Eddie Jackson is going to be playing tomorrow, so we're going to have to go with a guy like DeAndre Houston Carson, possibly, back there at safety. And he didn't do so bad the last game. But again, you know, he's a guy that doesn't have a lot of the game experience. And from a coaching perspective, that's an area that you want to test. So you're going to see a lot of deep balls thrown if Nick Foles has the opportunity to sit back in the pocket and wait for his receivers to get open downfield. I'm not saying that the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles has an advantage, but they definitely got some Pro Bowlers, some All-Pros. Their line is stout. You got to respect the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. You got Travis Kelce. You got, I think his name is Jason Peters. And it's going to be a challenge to consistently get pressure on those money downs like third and long. I look for it to be a battle up front. I think that this is going to be strength versus strength when it comes to these two teams as far as the Bears defense going against the Philadelphia Eagles offense. Now, you can't forget about Nelson Agholor. He's always been an irritant to the secondary. People forget about him, but he's very athletic. He makes dynamic catches. He also has a lot of speed. You know, he's a guy that will get open and out in front of defenses, and you will not catch him from behind. Look for him in the slot. Look for him on the opposite side of Alshon Jeffrey. Look for him all over the field. But he's definitely a playmaker, and I know Vic Fangio is getting these secondary players ready for the game of their life. I don't think the Bears have been challenged by a wide receiving group as talented as the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you thought Thielen and Diggs were good. We were able to shut them down. That's cool. But Alshon and Nelson Agholor and Golden Tate, across the board, those are good receivers, and they have a challenge on their hands as defensive backs for the Bears. Will, Prince Amukamara, Cal Fuller, Amos, DeAndre Houston Carson, will they be able to step up to the plate and shut down this wide receiving core as they did other wide receivers throughout this season? We'll find out. We will find out. When you're talking about the Chicago Bears front seven, you're looking at a group of guys. They're nasty, they're aggressive, and they're going to play all four quarters. They're going to make plays on third and short. They're going to make plays on third and long. So if Nick Foles has the time, you know, that means that our line is getting dominated up front. Akeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman, Floyd, possibly Aaron Lynch, these guys are going to have to get off the ball and win their one-to-one matchups. You got to know that they're going to keep a running back in to Chip Mack. You got to know that they're going to have a tight end, Chip Mack. You know, he's not going to be able to run free. And if they are able to block him up, like I said, the other guys are going to have to get after the quarterback, make him uncomfortable. You know, Nick Foles is not the most mobile quarterback, but if you allow him to feel comfortable and gain confidence, the Bears defense could be in for a long day. So if we could get after him early, first, second quarter, let's hold this team to a goose egg in the first half. I think the Bears will find themselves in for a sweet ride in the second half, offensively and defensively. Making the team one-dimensional, stopping the run, forcing them to get into third and long situations, being able to predict their plays will be an advantage for the Chicago Bears defense. This only happens if our front seven can dominate their front five. Offensively, you know, Mitch Trubisky has to play one of his most solid games ever. I mean, this is a game where we can't afford to have those arid throws that turn into interceptions. You got to be secure with the football if you're in the pocket for an extended amount of time, because you're knowing that Michael Bennett is coming to swipe for that football. And you know that Fletcher Cox is one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, and he's on the Philadelphia Eagles. So our front five on offense are going to have to handle some talented guys on defense. I think that they're up to it to get the job done. I think they could play a solid enough game to open up some holes for Jordan Howard, to give Mitchell Trubisky some time to look downfield, and also to get upfield for Tariq Cohen and screenplays and things like that. Don't underestimate the Chicago Bears offensive line. They've really been doing well this season. I think there's only been 3 holding penalties all season. A much improved passing game, much improved pass protection. So I see that the Chicago Bears offensive line have made a lot of improvements under the tutelage of Harry Hestad, and I think they're going to be able to carry this on another game against the Philadelphia Eagles front seven. They're not the best in the league, but again, they have a very talented nose tackle in Fletcher Cox. They have veterans on that front seven as well. So again, when you look at this matchup, it's definitely going to be a battle of who wins in the trenches. Who's going to win in the trenches? That'll dictate who wins this game. What the Bears can't control is not turning the ball over. The Bears can control running the ball and possessing. The Bears can control the time of possession by effectively running the ball. If the Chicago Bears defense can dominate this Philadelphia Eagles front five, you know, I think this game is going to be a landslide. But Mitch can't make any mistakes. Mitch has to have one of his best games ever. And what I mean by that is that no interceptions. Let's make crisp, accurate throws. Let's be decisive. Let's not get rattled at the lights on stage, because this is going to be the biggest stage that Mitchell Trubisky has stepped on. Playoff game at home with your fans behind you, with your family behind you, rooting you on. This is not a time where we can make rookie mistakes, because the lights are on you, Mitch. People are looking at what's going on. Deshaun Watson, who is your contemporary, many have said should have been drafted in your spot, he just lost, and he's not going to be in the playoffs. So now it's your chance to seize the moment, move your team further, correct all the doubters. You know, it's a perfect opportunity for you, Mitch. So don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Don't get too rattled. Play your game. Understand what the defense is trying to do and make the best of it. You got playmakers that are going to make plays on the ball. So at some point in the game, give them a shot. You got a good running game. You got playmakers on the outside. Just trust the system. And I think, Mitchell, you'll find yourself into winning your first playoff game. Now, getting a little deeper on the offense, you got to talk about Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen and how they factor in. As an offensive coordinator, you want to give the defense something to think about. I see these two guys on the field at the same time quite a bit during this game. I see Jordan Howard doing the same thing he's been doing these last couple of games. They're going to give him the rock. They're going to try to get him going. and tire out this defense. It's very frustrating for a defense to see a running back get 9 yards here, 6 yards here, 12 yards after that. It's kind of demoralizing. And it just opens up the passing game because you're going to have to bring the safety up in the box. You're going to have to take that nickel cornerback out the game and run with a slower linebacker, and then you hit him with Tariq Cohen with the wheel route for a touchdown. But I see these running backs being involved. I see this being like a typical Chicago Bears game. Everybody gets a hand in on the victory. The wide receivers are going to make big third down catches. Jordan Howard's going to pick up some big third down runs. And we're just going to keep this train rolling down the track. And the only thing in our way is the Philadelphia Eagles. And I personally think that the Bears have enough talent. I think they have the personality to be able to come away with a victory in Soldier Field. My prediction, I think that the game will be 28-17. And that's just being fair to the Eagles. They were a Super Bowl team last year, and I don't think they're just going to lay down for the Bears. I think that they should be able to put up 2 touchdowns, but I don't think that their defense is what it used to be. With a secondary that's been injured throughout the season, I think that Matt Nagy is going to be able to take advantage of the lack of talent back there, and then knowing some of the players. So with that in mind, like I said, the score is going to be 28-17. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you think in the comment box. But you know what it is right about now? It is Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. I'm the illustrious one, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Chill. Be a Fourth Quarter Boy for life. Hit the notification bell. Bears 28, Philadelphia Eagles 17. That's my prediction. Fourth Quarter Boys out.
And this is, what a nail! As Jonathan Bostic just separated Mike Willie from the football.